Well, good morning, Professor Ludwig von Fatpants. That's your service. So you're probably asking, where are you? I'm in my little shed across from the house. It's Thanksgiving Day. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And it is always my tradition, while dinner's cooking, to come out and piddle around in my little garage out here, full of my, there's my nice little PE 175 that I got, and there's my little Honda 200 XR. So anyway, I sold that Penton that I had bought those two. I think I did a video on them. There's my four-wheeler that I never have time to work on. So anyway, this is just my little mower shed. But I got a little bench here. I work on my chainsaws when I need to. And anyway, what I'm going to do here is, this is a blowed up, I'm going to rebuild it, but MS461, it's blowed up. The piston, it turns over, but the piston's all scored up. I think it's from that ethanol gasoline. All right, so here is this is Mr. Chang. This is the G466, which is basically the same basic saw. It's the old 446. But this one, the only problem I had with this saw, it runs beautifully. The only problem I did have with it was clutch springs broke on it. And I put, oh, there's Mocha. That's my grandkid's puppy. Hi, Mocha. Hi, Mocha. How you doing, sweetie? So anyway, she's a pretty doggy. But anyway, so I put still clutch springs in it, and I haven't had any trouble. But what I did the last time I broke one, I kind of screwed up. I didn't line up I'll show you. There's a little oil pump drive wire on the oil pump, and it locks into this little the clutch drum, and I didn't put it on right, and I bent it, and I ruined it. So the oil pump isn't working. So for now, I'm going to rob it off of this one and put it on this one. And then I actually have parts coming for this. I did order a new oil pump and a new complete clutch, because this clutch, I noticed last time I did the clutch springs, the little shoes in between there that kind of help hold the shoes on, their little guides, they're all bent up from junk flying. I'm just going to put them, the highway clutch is only 19 bucks for the whole assembly. So I'll put the used one on this one for now so we can use it. And then when I get the parts, I'm going to rebuild this saw. And I was thinking about sending it up to Harvey, but he said he'd rather do a 44 build. And this one here is the little G44, and it's running super. I love this old saw. So that's one. I use it every day. Now, I did put a Walbro carburetor on that because I couldn't get that Chinese carburetor to adjust just right. It wasn't consistent. And I didn't know if I had an air leak or something, but I didn't think I did, because usually an air leak is pretty catastrophic. You can tell. So I put that Walbro carburetor on it, and that Walbro carburetor was sitting back in here. I don't know, it's probably been in here for 25 years in a plastic bag. Back in my pieces and parts junk over there. And I took that thing and I took it apart. I didn't even have a kit for it. I just took it apart. It was in 2 or 3 plastic bags and taped up so bugs didn't get at it. You know, them stupid mud daubers, they like to build mud wasp nests and everything. But so I took I just took the diaphragm out, and I checked the needle, and I cleaned that with a little bit of brake clean or carb clean or something, and then just threw it back together. And then the diaphragm, all I did is took a little 2-stroke oil on my finger and just moistened it a little so it would give it some. It seemed all right, but I figured that would lubricate it a little bit. I couldn't believe it. I threw it on there and pulled it about 4 times. It was running. Tuned it in, and it's been great. I mean, it runs super. So far so good with that. And I use that saw every day. I mean, I don't cut all day with it, but I throw it in the box, the toolbox on the fellow buncher, and whenever I got something that, like if I got two trees too close together to cut, or if I got a great big one that's, you know, then I use that. And so I've been using it quite a bit. I mean, not like all day, every day, but you know, it's probably 5 or 6 hours a week or something. But it's been awesome. Now, when I first got it, I was using it every day because I didn't, you know, while we were bucking with it, you know. So I was putting some hours on it. But so far, so good. It's been really good, especially for the money. So I'm going to get at this. I'm going to yank these. I'm going to show you how I always used to, if I still got my touch. You got to get these clutches off. Oh, what did I do with that little screwdriver? See, I put the little screwdriver in here. I don't know what I did with it. To get these clutches off, they turn the opposite way on the crank. So you got to stop your crank. So I'll show you how I do that here in a minute. Alright, let's see. There's a little screwdriver. So most of you guys who watch this stuff, you know how this works. But got to get this little C-clip off. Try not to lose it. It's hard to do with one hand. There it is. But those things can go orbital on you real easy. They like to go flying like that. Well, I didn't lose it completely. Alright, there's a little C-clip. And you've got a brush washer here. Got your sprocket with the sprockets. Then your clutch housing, your clutch drum comes off. See that little groove in that? See that? Okay, so that runs, I'll show you here. That runs a, well, you really can't see it very good in here now. Let me see if I can point to it. I'll show you when I get it apart. But that runs right here. You can see it. See that? Where is it? Yeah, it moves pretty easy. I don't know if you can see that. See how that moves? Alright, that is actually your oil pump drive. And what it does is, all this does is sits in that groove, sits down over it, and as that turns, when the motor's running, it makes the oil pump run. Okay, so what we got to do, these are right hand thread. See how it says right here? Let's see if I can find it. Off. So it's opposite thread. It turns to the right to loosen. It's not righty-tighty. It's righty-loosey. So I got to get this apart and get the plug out of it. And then I'll show you how I at least used to do this. I don't know if I lost my touch, but I'll be back in a minute.